Look, Democrats, your house is on fire. As we said back in the 70s and 80s, the roof, the roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Let that burn, burn, burn. Oh yeah, that's going way back, way back. Now, it doesn't change the fact that Democrats are in panic mode. You have Nancy Pelosi who retired after doing all the mess she did. However, she came out to say, Joe Biden, I think you may need to step down. Just a thought. I'm saying it for a friend. Now you have the House of Representatives just passed. Oh, just passed a bill stating that you need to, let me make sure I get this right, a bill to ban non citizens from voting in federal elections. And the Dems have 51% or 51, let me make sure I get this right, 2024. The Senate has 51 Democrats, it has 3 independents and 49 Republicans. Many people are not happy with the policies that Democrats have put out there. Oh, many are not, including me. Now, again, I'll say this again. I was a lifelong Democrat until I started seeing some things that I didn't like. And the fact that I voted for some of that trash, yes, I call it trash, and I'm being hit with the policies I voted for. And yes, I do apologize for my ignorance and my stubbornness and my downright foolishness. Okay, everyone can hear it. But the Democrats are in panic mode. Oh, it is so bad. I mean, oh my goodness, it is so bad that they use Kamala Harris. Yes, Kamala, you were used. You were used, abused, and tattooed. Okay? If you didn't know it, you know it now. She she checked all the marks. She's A, she is brown, a woman. She checks all of the equality marks. And for Democrats, it isn't about are they qualified for the job? And that right there should be the main thing. Are you qualified? That is what it should be. But when you do identity politics, it's what you identify with. Well, I identify that I'm 5'10" and 120 pounds. I identify with it. Does it mean am I 100? No, it means I identify. Now, with all that going on, people, I mean, it the Dems are hemorrhaging so badly that you made Black Americans say, wait a minute, like me, lifelong Democrat, I don't like what you're doing. You got that border open, you let everybody and their mama up in this joint, right? Everybody in here. And and you're saying that there are jobs, and you're saying that we will not work the jobs that are out there. You're saying that people of color would not take these jobs. You're saying that Black Americans would not take these jobs. Well, have you asked? No, you just straight out assumed. And not to mention, and this is the critical point that people forget or do not know or were not aware of, is that AI are taking a lot of these jobs. Pay attention what they're putting out there. Georgetown University has a robotic nurse. They have these little robots taking the medicines from different places because they're like, you're a human. You are prone to be addicted to and we can't have that. No. So we have our friendly neighborhood robot. Oh yeah. And that's what's happening. While Joe Biden said, I created 7 million jobs. Really? Now, when you say 7 million jobs, what type of jobs are you talking about? And the last I checked, Governor Hochul, she had 18,000 jobs for illegal immigrants in New York. So let's be honest with what's going on, Dems. That's why your house is on fire. You got people looking at Donald Trump saying, oh, he is such an a-hole, but he puts America first. He does. And it's true. When, when people say I'm a black nationalist, they're like, yay. When people say I'm for La Raza, people are like, yay. When people say I'm for brown people, you say, yay. But when people say I'm a white nationalist, it's like, ah, you're a Nazi, you're a racist, you're KKK, all those things. Hey, how you doing? You're all those things. But you're not looking at it for what it is. You're not. And Democrats, that's why your house is on fire. Every time you open up your mouth, and Michelle Obama, you do it too, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, racism, that's racist. Jimmy says, not me. Okay. Hey, but we are at a critical time, very critical. Now, let's go ahead and get in this article real quick. Okay, here the House passes a bill to ban non-citizens. Now the House passed it. Okay, now it's not law. It just means that it passed the first stage. Now I already said that there are 51 Democratic senators. There are 49 Republican senators, and there are 3 independent senators. Now, when this gets up there, people have been putting pressure on their senators. And if they want their jobs, if they want their jobs, I'm white and I love everybody. And that's how it should be. That's how it should be. We should love everybody, and we should also have everyone's back when it comes to policies. You're absolutely right. Now, so when it comes time for these senators, right? We the people, and this is something that we need to get back to as far as having political efficacy, because we are the ones who run this country. And for some reason, our politicians sort of forget until we vote them out, right? That's why Democrats are in panic mode. And I'm going to get to Kamala Harris in a second. I'm going to get to her in a second because she's been played so badly. Kamala, I want to feel bad for you, but I don't. I don't at all. You're getting your just desserts. Your cows came up. I mean, the chickens came home to roost for you. And you, I'm going to get back to that. Let me back it up. Back it up. Let me back that up. Okay. Now, the House Republicans had a handful of Democrats on Wednesday to approve a bill that seeks to expand the proof of citizenship requirement to vote. Now, every country in the world, you got to prove that you're from that country. But the United States, for some reason, it doesn't belong to the United States. Uh, the United States is what? We don't have any stop buttons. We don't have any, wait a minute, voting is for citizens. But now voting for anybody, I can get on a plane, fly on over there, say, I want to vote. Come on now. It's outrageous. And stop saying that proving that you're American makes you a racist. That stuff needs to stop. And you're overplaying your hand. My thoughts. Okay, citizenship requirement to vote in federal elections and impose voter registration. I'm sorry, impose voter roll purge requirements on the state legislation that has been touted for former President Trump. The legislation, formerly titled the Safeguard American Vote Eligibility (SAVE) Act, clears up the chamber in the 221-19-8 votes. Uh-oh. Okay. And 5 Democrat voted yes. So Apparently, there are some Democrats who are like, wait a minute, okay, I'm gone, but I'm not that far gone. I'm not going to sell my country out of the thing. Okay, life says chaos. Bring back the Roman Empire, lung vita, uh, lunga vita Roma. Okay, long live Rome. All right. Okay, Joe Biden now vows to veto the measure. Now he's going to hold on to every step of the way. He's going to fight this because he went on Morning Joe and said, I'm not going out like that. I'm not stepping down. If you want to vote, go ahead down here and register. Come up and debate me. I'm not stepping down. You come and debate me. Basically, Joe Biden with some glasses on saying, hey, I'm about that life. I'm so silly. Opponents of the bill say its core idea establishes non-citizen voting as illegal uh, is redundant. Well, if you don't have legal status and if you have a green card waiting to get citizenship, you shouldn't be voting. You can't do that anywhere in the world, but they're trying to do it here. Okay, deny the rights to vote and preventing votes by foreign nationals. So why would a foreign national vote in the United States national federal elections? It shouldn't even happen in state elections. It shouldn't happen at all. But that's what they're trying to do. Speaker Mike Johnson, a Republican of Louisiana, meanwhile argued on the House floor Wednesday that the legislation is necessary because non citizens have voted in the U.S. election despite it being illegal to do so. So they already voted. They already voted in past elections 2 years ago. And that right there is not, I have to look in the Constitution and find that, but you have to be a citizen of this country, whether if you're naturalized or whether if you were born here. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but having a problem with it only lets me know. I don't know about you, but it lets me know that these Democrats will do anything to stay in power. Look, Democrats, you had 60 years of reign. And now you have done so much, you have taken it too far to where people are like, wait a minute, um, uh, you're doing way too much. You're sending all of her money out. You got homeless vets on the street who fought for this country, and you don't even give a sugar honey iced tea about them. You don't give a damn about us, but you're paying attention over there. Oh, it's a bit much. It is a bit much, but it continues. Okay, even though it's already illegal, this is happening, Johnson said. Okay. In May, Johnson told reporters, we all know intuitively that a lot of illegals are voting in federal elections, but it's not been something that is easily provable. Well, yes, it is easily provable. You go, you and look, they track everything. Whenever you get your voters registration thing, they write down the number of the ticket. And then you take that ticket, you go push or check or do whatever, and then you take that ticket and it goes through a machine and they count it. If you want to know, you will most definitely know. You will. And it can be proven. They just don't want to do it. Because if they do, then those people that are in normally would not have been in. Okay, I'm going to leave it right there. I saved enough trouble on this channel anyway. And I'm not going to harp about that. This legislation will allow us to do exactly that. It will prevent that from happening, and someone tries to do it, We will now be unlawfully within the states, he added. Something doesn't sound right with that. But most researchers who have studied voting patterns have said have said Johnson's intuition is wrong. Okay, they're always going to have those people out there saying it. Okay, Josh said deport them all and bring back the votes. Yeah, and that's going to happen because they're doing entirely too much. You got people that are too peed off. But if you look at my videos I did last year, you're going to see what they did in Venezuela. They researched the United States, and people are coming to where they make the most money. So if you have a lot of illegal immigrants, because I live in a sanctuary city, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. In fact, you have people that well, sometimes I order my groceries, right? And a guy delivers them. Doesn't speak an ear lick of English, but he has his scooter, he has a job, and they're saying that these are jobs that Americans will not do. That's not true. I'm driving up a street and there was this a white guy who was doing the same thing. Also, I saw a black guy doing the same thing. So them saying that Americans won't do it, that is a doggone lie. They're just going to pay these people a little bit of money. That's it. Stop screwing over Americans and naturalize Americans and people who come do it right. Um, Let me see. Uh, Let me see. What do you like more? Well, that has nothing to do with what we're doing here, Margie. I'm sorry. Yeah, Marjorie. That'll be for another live on my other channel, where I talk about stuff like that. The former president urged GOP lawmakers to approve the legislation in Truth Social Post on Thursday. I'm sorry, on Tuesday, writing Republicans must pass the SAVE Act or go home crying yourself to sleep. Now, okay, Trump has no filter. It goes from here on out. Not many people can take somebody being brutally honest. Now, some people say, he's a brutal liar. Well, okay. Politicians, do they lie? Yes. But to simply say only Trump lies, you need to stop. You truly need to stop. Joe Biden lied when he said that no Americans were terminated under his watch. They were. Joe Biden said that there were no wars under his watch. We're in three. I mean, it's really ridiculous. But, you know, identity politics rules the day now, but that right there will soon end, and then we'll go back to what is normal, to where we look at what people are saying, we're looking at the platform and not how we feel. You know, just a thought on that. Now, there was something else I wanted to bring out. Oh, on Twitter, I like saying Twitter, or X. Okay, Democrats are losing control. Congress passed a bill that will require proof that you can vote in the U.S. That you have, I'm sorry, prove that you can vote in the U.S. The bill is authored by Republican Chip Roy and the Speaker of the House. Now, Chip Roy is most definitely how can I say an American's American. He's a Republican down in Texas, and he has done a lot of work as far as the border and saying how they have mobile morgues. In case if you don't know what a mobile morgue is, that is a truck that goes out, sees these deceased bodies, declare them deceased, put them in plastic, and put them on a truck and take it someplace. That is a mobile morgue, and that is what Representative Roy Chiproy was talking about. So when people said that he was exaggerating, no, no, he wasn't. You just don't want to look at what's going on. Now, there are those of us Americans who are like, okay, keep the border open. Oh, send more money to the ukulele country. They need help. Oh, you Americans are homeless. Oh, you're not important because they're over there fighting. Um, you can't have a strong America unless if you make America strong in order to assist other people. But some of us like to put the cart before the wagon. I'm sorry, the horse. Well, you know what I mean. And that right there is, and they're not making sound decisions. And unfortunately, these people have a lot of political power to where they are allowing these wild ideas and thoughts take hold to become policy. And no matter how much we fight, if we say no, you're a racist. These people are so off the beaten path to where they say, hey, math is racist. Pretty soon it's going to be reading is racist. I mean, it is outrageous what they're doing. And we're sitting here watching this stuff, and then we have to sit there and debate. Now, if I say no, I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to be homeless. I have to go along. I have to go along to get along with these delusional mental. How can I say the stability is questionable? Put it like that. And that's the type of issues what we're going through. But it goes a little deeper. Kamala Harris. Kamala, you played the game well, but you didn't know that the game was being played on you. All right. Republican and Democrats are of the same bird. They're the opposite side. They're opposite wings of that bird, and they move the bird, the same bird. Now, you got to stop and think which side you want to be on. You have to choose. Well, you don't have to choose a side. You could always sit out. But those of us who want to vote not only on the federal side, but the most powerful is the local, what affects you directly. Your mayor, city council. The federal part doesn't affect us. Well, it does affect us, but not to the point to where what your mayor does or your governor does. Now, Kamala, how do you like your position now? Now, some of you might say, hey, PWL, you're mean, you're cruel. No. Was Kamala Harris being nice when she had all those people out there fighting fires who should have been out of jail because they served their time, but she kept them in there longer to have them out there fighting the Santa Ana fires for what was it, like 20 cents a day, something like that, something outrageous, to the point to where you had California Supreme Court made her to release the people, and she ignored it anyway. Behind it was who? Gavin Newsom. He was behind that mess. Okay, so then she took one for the team, then became senator, took one for the team, moving up. And some people need to understand that they will allow you to rise to serve your purpose and then let you fall. You don't have to be of color. They do it to white people too. They do it to everybody. And I want to make something very, very clear. Very clear. The people who voted first were white, wealthy, male landowners. If you were white and poor, you had no rights. You were no better than the people that were of color, that were on. I don't want to go back that far, but we have to keep that in mind. Okay. So when we're out here making all these reckless statements, we are sounding reckless. And I know black people are going to call me coon, all types of names. Call me what you want. If that makes you sleep better at night, fine. Go ahead and do it. But it doesn't change the fact what I'm saying. It doesn't change the fact that it's true. You could be delusional. You can be delusional all you want. Fine. Hey, we do need some delusional people to give us a good laugh from time to time. Somebody has to be the jester. But I digress. Kamala, they don't even want you to take Joe Biden's place to run as president because he most definitely doesn't need to be there. He is way gone. He is gone. He is bye bye. He checked out. And they won't even do what was it in Article 25 or whatever it is to find the president that is incapable of serving in his position. They won't even do that. They're gonna let it ride out because they don't find you viable. Kamala, you got used, boozed, and tattooed. And the wild part is you're not seeing it. You're not seeing it. It you're mm. And from time to time it's kind of hard to watch because you sit and say, "Yeah, I checked that box. Yes, I'm half Indian and I'm half Jamaican, so I am a minority, and I checked that box. I'm a woman of color. I most definitely am the package, the full package of equity." Well, the problem with equity of outcome is that that's exactly what you get, what they want it to be, but not equity of opportunity, giving you the opportunity in order to do it on your own. And you had all that equity of outcome, and the outcome was what they wanted it to be. You were not riding your own horse. Somebody was steering the horse for you, Kamala. And now you are no longer needed. You no longer need it. You served your purpose. Let me see. Somebody said, let me check this. Okay, somebody says, uh, Josh says, neither save your money. Walmart, come on now. Stop that. But it's really something to watch. You're watching in real time a political party imploding, and it's imploding to the point to where everyone sees it. You have the prime minister of Italy making fun of Joe Biden, which he makes it kind of okay. Joe Biden, I haven't liked him for a long time, ever since he put those policies out, and those policies have affected me and my family directly. Those policies do have a direct hit. If it doesn't hit you directly, you're going to say, well, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about because I don't feel it. I don't feel it. Okay, good, because the policies weren't meant for you. But once those policies hit you, then you're going to be screaming, oh, wait a minute. Wait. Okay. So he, wait a minute. Make sure. He. Oh, okay. All right. I thought it wasn't working. It was sort of like, I'm sorry, I have a couple of different screens going on at once, and that was kind of like, okay, I'm going to be quiet about that. Back to politics. Yeah, Kamala, you've been used, but I have to say, Morning Joe Scarborough. Some of you might say, oh my goodness. You may say that. Fine. You have that right to feel the way you feel, but I thought it was really something. Mika Brzezinski, I can't pronounce her name, broke protocol. She broke protocol. She asked Biden those hard questions, those hard hitting questions like, okay, the debate that's that you had, can you promise the American people, my words, that that's not going to happen again? Can you promise that, Joe? Well, he laughed it off. He laughed it off. He pulled a Kamala Harris and be the laughing hyena. He laughed it off. And I'm just thinking, ain't this a blip? Joe was horrified Joe Scarborough was horrified. Now, Joe Biden, he came in via telephone. Now, my thought is this: as a voter, if you performed that horribly and you were that bad, you were all over the place, you were swinging on the moons of Saturn or the plates of Saturn, whatever you want, the rings of Saturn, you were playing around there. I want to see you live. I don't want to hear you on the phone. I want to see you on video. I want to see I want to see you speaking. I want to see how you're processing because you want my vote. Well, he was all over the place. First he laughed, then he started talking about everything but that. And then Mika, she didn't stop there. Joe wanted to play patty cake with her, and it wouldn't have gone well for her. But she said, nah, we're getting divorced. I don't like you anyway, Joe. No, Joe. Not Joe Biden, but my soon to be ex-husband. That was a serious spat, a low-key spat. But she said, okay, well, if that happened, if my husband, Joe, not you, Joe, my husband, Joe, and I'm not saying that it would happen, but if it did, I would want him to get checked out. If it happened to my family, I would want them to get checked out. Is it new Parkinson's? Is it this? Is it that? I mean, I'm like, Mika, you are going there. She went there. She asked the questions that no one dared to ask. And she did. And Joe said, well, I mean, the neurological test, I got one done and I get it done every day. Oh, lie. Who gets a neurological test done every day? Okay, you may be the most powerful man in the world, but you don't get a neurological test done every day. And then he sort of went off on a deep end and then he went on a rant. And Joe Scarborough was horrified. He said, Mika, what are you doing? But she asked the questions that needed to be asked. And I say it again, the Democratic Party is a party that is burning to the ground. I don't know if they can, um, how can I say, come back from this. If they do, it's going to be no time soon. All this vote for blue no matter who. Well, look what happened. People voted for blue no matter who, and then you got this mess in office. We are the laughing stock of the world. We got our enemies that are circling around us, ready to get us. You got people jumping off the dollar reserve. It's going to be the yuan. If you don't know, you know it now. They're like, we're no longer going to use your reserve dollars. You got too much going on. You got to get that straightened out. Then maybe we simply might want to rock with you. But right now, oh no, uh-uh. That would be bad business. That's why we have hyperinflation. I know I'm jumping all over the place. I do apologize. It's just a lot's coming to mind. I'm like, but but the the Democrats are losing badly, and they're going to have to do something. Somebody has to have a reality check. Somebody's going to stop having to drink the Kool-Aid because the Kool-Aid is making all of them confused. And take off those rose-colored glasses and see what's really going on. This country is falling apart. Now, if your whole goal is to give this country away, which I believe it is, I believe the Democrats' goal is to give this country away. Now, if you're saying that you're a Democrat and you're down with socialism and communism, you already go against the Republic, the founding documents of this country. You are an enemy of the state. Yes, you are. And you happen to be a person that is making laws and you're an enemy. And we're asleep at the wheel thinking it's cute. Nah, no. Oh man, how far can I go? They already took 1,200 watch hours from me from saying, well, actually, I went way deeper. And Y Team took 1,200 watch hours away from me. How do you take watch hours away? I don't know. I don't know how you unwatch anything. And took 5 of my videos down because I connected Nancy Pelosi with Janetto 6. The information's out there. I just connected it together and put it up here. Got in trouble. So if you want to see that, go on Rumble. Uh, I said a lot, and a lot's being done. But the thing is, what are we going to do about it? Are we going to allow this to continue to happen? Whether if you vote for Trump, Stein, what's her name? Mary, I can't think of her name. I don't know if Dr. Cornell West is still running. I got to find that out. But there are other alternatives. Now, if you think that Joe Biden is doing right for the job, I'm going to ask you this one question because we are in 3 wars. Are you going to send your children out there to war? Are you? For your political beliefs? Because you don't have any skin in the game. I'm not. No. Not for this mess. No. Uh-uh. That's a different video. That's a different video. Let me bring it back. Let me walk it back. But question. Question. How do you feel about the SAFE Act? Do you think that would be beneficial to us if they pass, if the Senate passes this bill? If Joe Biden vetoes it, then it goes back to the Senate, and then they could override him by having, I can't remember how many senators need to vote in order to pass it. Do you think that it will stop illegal aliens from voting in our elections? What are your thoughts? Okay. All right. Okay. I don't think anybody has any questions at all. Maybe I covered everything. Um, One cliffhanger. This I didn't see this one coming. I didn't see this one coming. I read in the news that Uma Albadine, Anthony Weiner's ex-wife, the guy who took a picture of his undergarments and sent it to women, random women. Well, she is engaged to Alex Soros, George Soros' son. He's 35, no, 38, and Uma is 48. Oh my goodness, that is going to be quite interesting. With her ties to Hillary Clinton, his ties to the Democratic Party, and her ties to her ex-husband. Now she has him. Very, very interesting. A very interesting coalition. How can I say? I won't say marriage of convenience, but I will say a marriage of power. That is a power move. Oh my goodness. That is that's something, something, something. I just had to throw that out there. But please like and subscribe. And I'm going to live stream more because there's a lot floating out there, and I just got to gather information and make sure I give it to you. Normally, I live stream on StreamYard, but I thought I would live stream directly on YouTube. Hey, on that note, I really want to thank you for stopping by. Bye bye.